Hey now, hey, happy Tuesday. I hope you're feeling blessed and refreshed. I'm back again with another one. And today I'm live. Happy Tuesday. I am so happy to see another day and to be here with you guys again for encouraging talks. I hope you feel good. I feel great. I feel like I fell asleep really early and got a lot of rest. And yeah, I'm ready to go into this thing running and hopefully keep it short for those on the replay. You know how I do. Hey, Mr. Terry, good morning. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you so much for putting the broadcast information up there. I really appreciate you. Welcome in. I'm going to wait just a few minutes, as people come in before I really jump into this thing. So, as I mentioned yesterday, this week, we're talking about health because part of our self love is our health. Hey, good morning, Ernesto. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Um, our health is part of self love. Yesterday, we talked about the cold, the flu, and the pneumonia. Today, as you can see by the title, we're going in to talk about COPD and asthma. So I'm gonna, push through the rest of the week with different topics as such that talk about our health and talk about, maybe some signs and symptoms or some things that we could do to, try to keep ourselves as healthy as possible. Because as I say at the end of every video, you can't be true to yourself if you can't be true to yourself. You can't be true to nobody else. So part of being true to yourself is taking care of yourself, loving on yourself, spending some time with yourself, really sitting down, writing down your goals, really seeing what you want your future to be, and doing things to get you to where you want to be. And as always, my disclaimer is that I don't know anything better than anybody else. I am just here to encourage you as I encourage myself to love myself more, to relearn to love myself. I think I've always had that sense of self confidence, self love. But sometimes life happens and we get to a point where we're comfortable and we just kind of lose track of what we are used to doing. So right now, as you can see by my shorts, I've been challenging myself there, trying to work on, um, not really, I guess losing weight will come with it, but I'm really trying to build muscle. And I'm really just trying to get rid of the aches and pains that I feel every now and again. So yeah, that's part of my self love for now, for the month. Welcome in everybody. Please don't forget to hit that like button. So let me get my notes here. As always, I prayed before I came in this thing. Good morning, Sissy. Good morning, Kira. You said you were here barely. Are you sleepy? You must be sleepy. Thank you for being here. Yeah, absolutely. I think that, you know, some of the topics and they're not being talked about. And I'm sure that if they're on my mind, they're on somebody's mind. So thank you for joining me every day. I'm sorry, my TV is still up loud, y'all. I didn't even turn it down. I'm a mess. Let's see. Where's the mute button? That tells you how much I watch TV. Okay, there it is. Oop. All right. You're doing great on your squats, Sissy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Uh, I was trying to get ahead of the game and do them at night so I can record it and have it ready to upload first thing in the morning. But I lost track this weekend, so I've been getting up every day, either before or after this live, and doing them and uploading that short. So yeah, I got to get back on the doing things before time. So, so as you can see by the topic, we're talking about COPD and asthma. Um, these are both lung functioning diseases, or um, yeah, I would say a disease. Hey, Sherry, good morning. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Um, COPD is mainly due to damage caused by smoking. while asthma is due to inflammatory reactions. COPD is a progressive disease which um, which cannot be cured ultimately, and asthma has a cure. So sometimes people have allergic reactions, which um, which affects their asthma, but again, it can be reversed with medicine. So the initial symptoms can be similar for both diseases, like shortness of breath, um, tightness in the chest, wheezing, coughing, and confusion too. So, believe it or not, confusion is linked to these two lung diseases. So, when you look at both diseases, both of them can have severe dangerous signs and symptoms like bluish, dis- bluish discoloration of the skin or respiratory distress. Ultimately, it can also lead to death. So the treatments for COPD normally is a uh, like an inhaler, bronchial inhaler thing, while the treatments for asthma are inhaled steroids. So there's a difference. The bronchial type of inhaler opens up the lungs immediately, helps to breathe in the case of emergency, whereas the steroid asthma inhaler is to um, replace those missing cells, those vessels that are missing to make your lungs and make your body more open to certain bacteria and things flying around in the air, which cause asthma. So normally COPD develops after the age of 40. It is a chronic lung disease, whereas asthma can happen with anybody at any age. Um, so COPD is a lung disease, which is chronic, and it interferes with the airflow, of and it impairs your breathing. And like I said, it's not fully reversible, but you can have medications out there to help you overcome the issues with breathing with COPD. But there's other issues that come along with that as well, and I'm going to dive into that in just a second. But like I said, the symptoms for COPD are the shortness of breath, the coughing, um, always feeling like there's something in your throat, always clearing your throat. Um, Also, those with COPD who attempt to exercise, it's harder for them to exercise because they're already short and low on breath already because of the lung disease. And it's also compared to emphysema. Emphysema is the next step after COPD. It's actually a form of COPD, but it's the next major step after that is emphysema. And the major cause of COPD is smoking. So if I stop right there before I start talking about what exactly asthma is, as I talk about these topics, I like to have a transparent moment with you guys. So my transparent moment for today is the fact that I have COPD. And we just read that most of the time COPD is diagnosed 40 or over. I'm 36 and I've had COPD since I was 26. And again, we know that the leading cause of COPD is smoking. So I got that from smoking. Um, at first, I thought that it was hereditary because my dad has it, my uncle has it, my grandma had it. You know, a lot of people on that side of the family had it. So I thought that it was hereditary. But as I did my research and started going to the doctor for myself and started feeling certain symptoms for myself, I realized that, oh man, this is crazy. This is from smoking. So right now, um, Like I said, it's not curable, but I do have medications. I have an inhaler that I take every morning that opens up my lungs first thing in the morning. And then I have a rescue inhaler as I go throughout my day. As I'm exercising, I'm cleaning, I'm trying to just carry on as you would. I always have to have this rescue inhaler because the COPD is nothing. It's nothing to play with. You can lose your breath at any moment if you move too fast. If you run outside in the cold air, you breathe in that cold air. Um, exhaust fumes, gas fumes, all that contributes. All that can trigger a shortness of breath for somebody with COPD. So I'm saying that to say that if you are a smoker and you're having any of these symptoms yourself, please, please, please go to the doctor and get yourself checked out. It's part of self love, and it's nothing to be afraid of. At the end of the day, I still smoke occasionally, but I'm working on stopping that because I know that it's not helping my condition. So a part of my self love is to work on that for myself as well, like to really cut that off. And I got my own time span in my head. I have my goal written down that I'm aiming towards. So, all those details are not important. But the point is, you could do it too. You know, get yourself checked out. You never know what you're dealing with. And hey, good morning, Ruth. Thank you for being here. Hey, mother of twins. Hey, sister. It's good to see you. Let's see. I miss anybody? Okay. Hey, y'all. I'm just over here talking, right? Anywho, um, let's see. Let's see. So when we talked about, I just told you the definition of COPD. Asthma is a respiratory condition that that occurs in spasms through the bronchial, which is like a tube going to your lung through that narrow tube. So either that tube is either inflamed or it's too narrow, which causes the asthma, the lung disease. Um, like I said, difficulty in breathing, and it also other allergens flying through the air could trigger an asthma attack. For instance, like the pollen or the grass or things like that. Different things that people are allergic to. And like I said, asthma can fully be reversible with treatment and medication. Um, tightness of breath, wheezing, and all this. So we did talk about the cause of COPD is smoking. The cause of asthma is just hereditary. It could just be the way that we were in, how our tube was wrapped around our neck. All of those things play a factor. But there are some similarities between the two, which, if you were trying to figure out, if you were trying to figure out which one that you might be dealing with versus the other, I suggest going to a doctor because this is just something that's more serious and that you don't want to waste time on because it has to do with your breathing. Whereas yesterday we were talking about the cold and the flu and pneumonia, you thought you had like cold symptoms and it's okay to try to treat yourself. Versus if you thought you had flu or pneumonia symptoms, you should go to the hospital and get it treated right away. Let's see here. There are some similarities, like I said, coughing, shortness of breath, chest tightness, exercise intolerance, meaning you can exercise, but just a little bit at a time, wheezing, um, or whistling or squeaky sound coming from the chest, and anxiety. Anxiety is very high for um, for people with COPD and with asthma, if you believe it or not, because of course, if you think about at any moment something could trigger you not being able to breathe, then that'll make your anxiety shoot through the roof, you know? So, that just gave me an idea. Let me write this down before I lose it. Let me get my pen. Okay, cool, got it. So, let's see. Mr. Terry says, nine of the causes of asthma is a person smelling food they are allergic to or accidentally eating food they are allergic to. I'm allergic to shellfish, so when shellfish is cooked in my house, I'm gonna stay out the kitchen. Oh, okay. Yep, that's smart. That's very smart. I have an uncle who's allergic to shellfish as well. Um, so he doesn't, yeah, we have to make sure we do like a shrimp boil or something like that. So we just put the potatoes and the sausage and the corn in a separate thing than all the shellfish. So yeah, absolutely. I know what you mean. Um, and again, as I go through these topics in my head, I pray about it before I come on here, and I ask God to increase and to decrease me, and for Him to increase. So sometimes, I come with my notes, I come with my transparency, but sometimes God He comes in too. So I just want y'all to know that, today going forward, if you haven't already peeped the what is it called, our syllabus, it's a big word, right? And if you haven't already peeped our plan of how our life goes, yeah, God, He handles this thing. He comes in this thing every single time. And I encourage you, like I always do, to continue to pray, continue to lift His name up all day long, and just watch Him show up and show out in your life. Don't forget, me personally, as I go into prayer and talk to Him every day, every morning, I give thanks. I give thanks first before I start to, tell Him my worries and tell Him, what I need and what I really wish I had. And Lord, please put me in this position so that I can do this and that. Don't forget to give thanks. Okay, so let's see. Let's see where we're at. So again, to have a transparent moment with you, um, I have my mom. My mom birthed 10 children. I'm the youngest of her 10. Her oldest son, um, my oldest living brother is 50 some right now, but I had a brother older than that, and he was born with asthma, and he passed away from asthma at the age of 2. Um, it was he passed away peacefully in his sleep. Um, he stopped breathing in his sleep, and it was something that was it happened quickly. He was not born with asthma, but once they found out that he had asthma, he was being treated for it and everything. He just had difficulties with the medication and with the condition that he had. He just had difficulties, and he couldn't. His little body couldn't take it. So it's real out here. And when it comes to, like I said yesterday, medicine, like I try to take the most natural approach to everything before I even take a Tylenol, personally. So maybe do your research on that as well to see maybe some foods or some things that you can, some drinks or some foods that you can have that will help increase your lung flow. Me personally, having COPD, uh, I have to stay away from too much lettuce, too much tomato sauce. Uh, Spinach is very good for me. Let me think. Like greasy things like pizzas and like fried chicken, things like that. I got to be really careful with those greasy items because they affect my breathing. Believe it or not, isn't that crazy? It gets in your body and it sits there and it, I guess fills up your stomach, which is getting in the way of your lungs being able to expand. It just goes all over the place. Like this thing could go so far because you never know what you're really eating, what you're really putting in your body, especially the fast food, especially the fast food. So, you know, at the end of the day, I feel like God is my healer. So I try not to take medication. But again, for the COPD, I have to take the inhalers for the lung function. That's necessary. But, it just depends. Let's see. Mr. Terry says, I always tell Tim, you always come with your honesty and humility. You're not only a great instructor and teacher, you're also a great learner. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Terry. I really enjoy your comments. Um, that's funny because when I was a little girl, I always said I wanted to be a teacher. Let's see. So, you guys, just to give you a heads up for those of you who are here, since we've reached our milestone soon, I'm going to be having a monetization party and giveaways will be included. But with the giveaways, it's going to be a little bit harder. You got to know some things about me. So sometimes, if you're here with me every day, sometimes I'll sneak things in on you so that you that you pretty much got the answers to a lot of the things because I'm telling you little bits and pieces. So from here on out, if you haven't already been listening, listen in every little thing that I say because it could be part of the giveaway. Also in my videos too. So anyway, uh, let's see. That is it. It looks like I am at the end of my list here. Oh, okay. But there are six differences between the two. Um, with asthma, breathing can return to normal after an attack, but with COPD, the breathing normally does not return to normal. The symptoms of COPD gradually become more severe, and this is not always the case with asthma. COPD produces more mucus and phlegm compared to asthma. And that's true. It feels like there's always something in my throat, always. Like I can never clear my throat enough. I can never drink enough water. It's always something there. Chronic cough is common with COPD. I have some cough sometimes it just comes out of nowhere, but I wouldn't say that it's chronic. But like I said, it could get worse. You have asthma, Heather? Really? Look, we relate so much, don't we? I was just saying that I have COPD. Good morning. People with COPD often have chronic blueness to fingernail beds and or lips. Hmm, yeah, I say so. Number six, asthma can occur in a person of almost any age, while COPD usually occurs in those over the age of 40, although it is possible to develop it at a younger age. And that's proven because I got COPD at the age of 26. Um, the treatments, like I said about the inhalers, there's vaccinations. Um, you just will have to talk to your doctor. Really talk to your doctor about that. There is a such thing as oxygen therapy. I've been offered that before, and that just comes along with the machine basically at night to help you breathe. Sleep apnea also comes from COPD as well. Um, yeah, so I've had a sleep apnea test. I did not have sleep apnea. They didn't feel like my breathing was bad enough to have a machine at this moment, but that could change. That could change at any moment. Like I said, me personally, I'm still a smoker, but I am working towards my goal to stop. So, anything that you can do for yourself, to get in that position as well is always beneficial. But again, no judgment. I'm doing the same. Let's see. I don't know anything better than anybody else. I feel like I have to say that a few times sometimes during my life. Let's see. I really like your comments, Mr. Terry. So I'm taking a screenshot of it. Heather says, uh, oh, wait. Mr. Terry says, your honesty and humility, you're all, you're not only a great instructor and teacher, you're a great learner. Thank you. Hard to get through winters, and I took the pancake-ness seriously. Pancake-ness. What are you doing, pancakes? Cooking pancakes every morning? Hey, good morning, Frugal Mama. Good to see you. Sherry says, I was getting dressed for listening. I'm sorry about your brother. No problem. Thank you. Thank you. And like I said, as I come with these topics, God is putting it on my heart. He said, be transparent. Let the people know that you've been there. You got somebody who's going through it. You've been through it. You know, not coming as a know-it-all, but coming as, hey, it, you know, I'm dealing with it right now, as well as you might be. So I feel like this is all beneficial, and I'm so excited. This week we're talking about our health because our health is self-love, and I don't know where it's gonna go by Friday. I don't know if it's gonna go into the next week or not, but I'm excited about what's to come. Heather says smoking was something I quit 6 years ago and the hardest thing I ever did. Oh man. Yeah. Um, I can say nowadays it's a lot less than it used to be. Probably why I contracted COPD at the age of 26. But here where I am today, I rarely, rarely, rarely smoke. Like rarely smoke. So, it's just over time my lungs have been destroyed by my own actions. So I just need to get these other little uh, few months out the way, and it will be out the way. Watch. I'm speaking it into existence. I'm manifesting it, and I'm making sure I do everything that I can do to make sure that that happens for me. So I appreciate you guys for being here. It's almost been 30 minutes already. Anybody got any questions? If you got any ideas, as always, anything that you ever want to talk about, any topics that you want me to talk about, if you ever want to come up on the panel, and discuss anything, because I am all about, not only YouTube, but our real life, because without our real life and how we handle ourselves in real life, then what is YouTube, right? You're not putting on a show for YouTube. You're doing what you do in real life, right? And this is what I'm doing in real life. I'm working on myself all over again. I'm relearning myself all over again, every single aspect of me, and I'm encouraging you to do the same. Yes, congratulations, Heather. Thank you so much for believing in me. Thank you, thank you. And that'll be another one of my transparent moments that I share with you guys that, you know, when that thing happens, because it's going to happen. And I'm going to be so excited about it. So, as always, um, like I said, I'm going to say it one more time for those on the replay. The monetization party is coming up. The giveaway is coming up. We're going to ask a lot of questions about me. A lot of you know me. A lot of you might not. I don't know. But now's the time for you to rewatch or even to be here for encouraging talks Monday through Friday at 6:15 Eastern Time, where I'm going to drop uh, jewels about me, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and those things will help you answer the questions on the giveaway. Okay. I appreciate you all for being here. Thank you so much. You all are at work. You are getting ready for the work, getting ready for the day. And I just want you to know that you encourage me as much as I'm trying to encourage you. You encourage me. Because if it wasn't for each and every one of you being here every morning with me, I would not be getting up to do this. I would be laying back down in the bed. So I love you. I really do. I wouldn't say it if I didn't. Stay humble. Stay encouraged. Stay you. That's it. That's all. As always, remember, be true to yourself. Because if you can't be true to yourself, you can't be true to nobody else. Bye bye.